Hello everyone, in this video we're going to take a look at the latest and likely final audio upgrade to my home theater this year, the RBH 821 SFR speakers. I've had the RBH 821C SFR in my home theater for several weeks. When I finally decided that RBH was the way I wanted to go, I placed an order for 2 more 821s to make up my front, left, and right speakers. There's a link to the unboxing and review of the 821C SFR in the description section below, so check out that video if you will. I moved my Klipsch RP8000s to the rear. Those will be my rear speakers until I eventually go all RBH for my lower level speakers, hoping to make that happen next year. For now, the LCRs are set. I had to move one of the subwoofers from the back to the front. I'll talk more about why that had to happen in another video. The speakers are sitting on DIY stands. I built them myself because I had some very specific specs and a particular look in mind. I tested their balance and weight tolerance before I put the speakers on them. They are solid and sturdy. I played a lot of music and movies since I've had these. This room has been rocking and they have not moved an inch. I painted them the same color as the walls so they blend into the room. I was actually mulling over a different design for the side stands, but I'm going to leave them for now. The front, left, and right speakers are designed to be positioned vertically, while the center is designed to be positioned horizontally. The only difference between the center and the front is the orientation of the tweeter. Otherwise, they are the exact same speaker. Having all matching LCRs, not just timbre matched, but the exact same speaker, the sound is seamless. Everything perfectly blends. There's definitely a noticeable benefit in the audio experience, having all matching speakers, particularly the LCRs, where it truly sounds like a single source. So I will be adding more RBH speakers to the room. All of the speakers use a 1" by 4.72" AMT tweeter. This tweeter has a very large surface area that allows the speaker to move more air, which makes it capable of producing higher SPLs in a wide dynamic range. This tweeter has very low distortion and provides an incredible amount of detail and clarity. It also allows for a wider, more even dispersion, so much larger listening sweet spot. I found this speaker to be very detailed, very clean, very accurate, not at all harsh or fatiguing. About a year ago, I reviewed the RBH 661 SFR and 61 SFR on my channel. I was very surprised by those speakers. They are compact, very unassuming, but they packed a punch and had a beautiful sound. Lots of detail and clarity with some nice, beefy body in those mids. Having experienced those when I started looking for new speakers this year, RBH was one of the brands I was interested in, specifically their 661s, but in my research I found the 821s, which is essentially a bigger version of the 661. I figured since I liked the 661 so much, the 821s would be even better, so that's how I found the 821s. These are not compact like the 661s at 9 3/4 inches by 26 inches by 17 inches and weighing 50 pounds. They're a physical presence in the room. Fortunately, they fit in my home theater just fine, and I like seeing them out in the room. Just be aware, if you're interested in these speakers, they are not small. They're made of high-density fiberboard, which is a low resonance and very solid material. I opted for the black satin finish. They have magnetic grills. I'll likely never use the grills. I like seeing the drivers. I've had a lot of time with my new setup and my theater is in a great place. These speakers fit the room. Sonically, they fit my personal taste. To my ear, they lean a bit forward sounding. They provide a lot of clean detail. They expose a lot in whatever I'm listening to. All those sounds and notes are present and defined. Like I said earlier, not at all fatiguing. I do movie marathons and binge shows all the time. I spend hours in here listening to these speakers. No fatigue, no headaches, no discomfort. This is a two-way speaker. My thoughts on two-way versus three-way speakers is that alone is not as important as the overall sound I'm looking for the way I plan to use them. In my case, these are essentially only for home theater, movies, sports, and shows. I've had two-way speakers and three-way speakers in here, and for home theater, I didn't find that it was a major factor. I sat, listened, and ultimately chose the speakers that fit me, my taste, my room, and the RBH 821 SFR was that speaker. The entire year has been devoted to improving the audio in my room. If you follow the channel, you know all of the other upgrades I've made to the room in addition to the speakers. The speakers have taken far longer to finalize than anything else. Months of research and real life listening. I wasn't able to hear everything live, but I feel at peace with my efforts and all the time I spent to make the right decision for me. It took a long time, but that was what I needed for me to be at peace. Else I would have questioned and second guessed myself with whatever speaker I chose. So I'm very satisfied with my setup. I have a lot of go-to demo scenes that I've played countless times through all kinds of gear. So I have a good baseline when reviewing and some understanding of what I expect to hear. Hans Zimmer live from Prague is one of my favorites to demo. Without exaggeration, this concert is one of the best home theater experiences I have had. There's a lot going on sonically throughout this disc across the entire concert, not just the vocals and various instruments, but the crowd, the open spacious airiness of the arena itself. These speakers are so clean and accurate and deliver the entire soundscape in such detail that I feel like I'm actually at a live show. I ran the 821s without subwoofers. The bottom end is plenty beefy, lots of well-rounded body. For home theater, like most setups, subwoofers are still a must for deep extension into those lower frequencies. But the 821s have some power and punch on the low end. The high mids and top end is where the 821s really shine. Beautifully smooth, crystal clear, and accurate. The 821s do not match my surrounds or overheads. Like I said, I plan to eventually have all RBH speakers. For now, I am where I am, probably until next year. Most of the meaningful audio is coming from the LCRs, which match. The system as a whole sounds very good, and I'm happy, which was my ultimate goal. I've been in my home theater daily, watching new releases, rewatching a lot of movies, finally able to experience everything with my full system as it currently is, and just fully enjoying my home theater again. Big thank you to the team at RBH, fantastic customer service, and I'm not just saying that I had to pay for these speakers, but they were there to answer my questions, very responsive. If you're interested in the 821s or any of their other products, there is a link in the description section below. I'm not an affiliate, it doesn't impact me at all if you do purchase. I like sharing my thoughts and experiences with you all and making recommendations when I think they're warranted. And I absolutely recommend checking out RBH and what they have to offer for home theater. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comments section below. Please like this video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe.